From a busy Secoma Lanes and Federal Way here for the title matches of today's JBT event. Action all over the place. We're already in the handicap division title match where Austin Thompson is taking on Layla Takia, and Layla's got to make up 40 pins to win this game. She's already made up some of them as she has been clean with spares through 4 frames, while that's the second consecutive open for Austin. Puts her in a pretty good spot through those 4 frames. To their right is the U-17 title match getting started. To their left are the Scratch Division semifinal matches. It's Youngren versus Gritsky and Hind versus Corinne. They're about a third of the way through those games. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Right now it's Austin in the 5th frame. Still trying to find the strike line here, but leaves a makeable spare. Match play tends to be hectic, and there have been some fantastic matches all over the place. 5-pin, 4-pin, 3-pin, 2-pin, and even Austin's case, a 1-pin difference in 2-game total pinfall matches, beating Lucas Lyle. Poor Aiden to my right lost a 1-pin affair to let Gritsky advance. He's very happy about it. What a start to the season for Layla. She doubled in the 10th to win the girls scratch title yesterday and bowled well in the main tournament. Here she is qualifying 2nd in the main tournament, and she won't finish any lower than 2nd as she navigates that always difficult match play bracket. Threw a lot of strikes in the end to beat Bailey Spriggs in one semifinal, while Austin got by Sawyer Jones in a 3-pin match in the other semifinal. So good stuff all around. We'll see who can finish it out. I understand that Layla's big sister Giselle is watching her right now with Geraldine in their dorm room at Ottawa. Oh, they're in the car now. I thought they were studying. They were, yeah. I was going to say that was not going to be very effective studying and watching little sis try and win her first title. Likely an open here, though. Well, lane 31's not having any of this. Layla would be smart to get the 2 pins here. We know, we just talked about how many of these matches have been coming down to single digit wins and losses. So that's a smart move to get the 2 right there. Whew. Take a second to breathe, to thank Mike and the whole team at Secoma for having us. Busy weekend, over 150 entries over the 2 days. Pac Northwest off and rolling. Mojave is next, followed by SoCal and the Mountain Conference's Youth New Mexico Open with $5 grand added. So big tournaments just non-stop. And there's Austin's best shot of the title match, 2nd strike of the title match. Crawls to within it's a long graphic, 3 pins, so all of a sudden that match swings back the other way. Austin's getting 39 and only trails by 3 as a result of that strike versus open. Austin can take the lead on the scoreboard here if he can strike in the 7th. But a tough spare to shoot at. 1 career title last year at West Seattle. Awful darn close to a 2nd. He and Dylan Lucas went at it a couple times last season, all the way through the Invitational. Picking up right where he left off into a good next year. Kobe over there in U-17 led qualifying. Him and his brother both started scratch yesterday, and they both went 2 for 2 on cuts. So Team Cabanting having a hot start to the season. You guys in that U-17 title match, Ewan is actually the older bowler. That kind of terrifies me that we're saying that. And it was 13-year-old Kobe that led scratch today. The Northwest has always had a habit of having some of the younger kids do just fine in scratch. Dohoon comes to mind. That kid comes to mind, making the top 8 today. It happens tour wide, but it seems to happen more up here in the Northwest for any of various reasons. Layla will only lead by 3 if she converts that spare. So she still has a lot of work to do, but you just never know when you play these lower average, higher handicap bowlers. They could strike out on you, they could go gutter 3, gutter 4, and anything in between. Either way, Layla will play Tamia for the girls' scratch title right after this. Nice job at the spare. She's had a habit in doubling in the late frames, and she may need to again to pull out this match, as Austin has looked pretty strong. Passed one test, making that 6 count earlier. You'll have a 7 count tricky thing to deal with at the moment. You know, I know I'm a very busy running these tournaments. Match play leads to a very busy Jeff, but we got a couple other important points we want to get to after Austin's shot here. Nice job at the spare from Thompson. Important point number 1. Your final from Toronto. In 11 innings, your Cleveland Guardians 10 rather, your Blue Jays 7. Anyway, Blue Jays lost is my point. Your former division leader, Texas Rangers 6. Your Minnesota Twins 1 in the 13th for 7. And last but not least, Mr. Castillo pitches a gem in a 3-2 Mariner victory. Everything's going right. Too bad there's still 30 games left. But you know. Ewan and Kobe just getting started. This is a 9th frame 7 count, a 3rd straight difficult spare, and he makes his 3rd straight difficult spare. We start every tournament with make your spares. He's going to make enough of them to likely win this game. Layla can strike out for 200 even, which means Austin would need 160, so he would still have a little bit of work left to do. First things first, Layla pretty much has to strike here in the 9th, 10th, and 11th. She's done it a lot this weekend. Yep, leaked a little right, she knew it. About 30 feet down the lane, she knew that was going to have a hard time crawling back. Good match over there between Mac and Henry. Testing my eyesight over there. I'm going to go look. Henry can strike out for 245. Mac can strike out for 234, and he got the first hit. Youngren trails in his match. This is a giant shot for Mac over there. Nails it. Count to force Henry to double. Layla's got 181. That's not going to be enough. But what a start to the season for Layla. Girls Scratch win, have a chance at sweeping Girls Scratch next game, a 2nd place finish here. There's the strike. She's a competitor. She doesn't care the scenario. She's going to get every hit she can. So that's 234 for Mac, I believe, once the graphics are done with themselves. 224. Is that a 3 or a 2? That's 234 for Mac, right? Yes. This is not a bowling alley. This is an optometrist clinic. That's what this is. Get that anyway. Atta girl. So strike 9 spare should be a tie over there for Henry. We'll try and catch this way over there. Has to have this one. Splatters the rack. Gritsky had a big lead before that 5 count in his 8th frame. Boy, match play is funny. It so often gets super close. Layla yet another double in the 10th. She'll finish off with 184. Austin has got 141 plus 40 for 181. He just needs a couple pins on this shot. I'm going to try and catch 2 things at once here. 9 spare is a tie for Henry. Strike is a win. Strike is a win. Austin needs to stay behind the foul line and keep the ball in the lane. He was brave getting it out there about the 2 board when you did not need to, but it worked. Austin Thompson's going to win your handicap title. It'll be Henry versus somebody in the scratch division. Gritsky leads by only 4 now, shooting in the 9th frame, working on an open. Nice ball in the 9th. Sam is a non-winner on our tour. Vance doesn't have a title on our tour, so important semifinal match for both these guys. Each one is halfway to the Invitational with the top 4 finish. Henry does strike out for 245, and real nice match over there. Nicely done. Tight there for Vance. He'll trail by 5 heading into the 10th if he spares this up. Austin strikes out for good measure for 181. Close match scratch. Fortunately for Austin, we're playing handicap. That's a win and career title number 2. Nicely done, both of you. Very well done. So Austin won a 3-pin game earlier, right? He won a single pin game against Lucas. And then you cruise to the title. Very nice. Anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to say on his behalf? There we go. Thumbs up. Should be. Peek over on U-17. 13-year-old Toby will lead by almost 30 pins if he can spare up this bucket in the 5th frame. Meanwhile, we're going to catch Youngren over here in the 10th. 7 count off that spare makes the lead more than a mark for Sam. That's important. 169, the best Vance can do. First things first, avoid the chop, and he does. Well done there. So 169 for the fill. 156, 165. It's a 9 count total in his 10th. So as long as he gets 7 or better here, it accomplishes the same purpose. If he does get 7 or better, that's a good spot for 6.
What's up?
I'll tell you whatever you want, but it's up to you to if you want. You need to mark. You need any mark. To reach his first career JBT title match and a potential haircut. He needs any sort of mark. If he marks, I want Sam's hair looking like these two next tournament. If he doesn't mark, you guys have to get a nose ring. I don't think either one is going to happen personally, but. Throws it pure. I saw him slap out a solid 8 prematurely before. We'll start with the scissors, then we'll go to a number 3, then we'll fade up the sides, and then we'll be good. So Gritsky versus Hind. Who had that on your bingo card at the start of the day today? That'll be our scratch division title match coming up. Thompson defeated Takia in a handicap. Takia versus Jaeger in girls scratch. Stay tuned for part 2 in this video. For those matches, we'll do a whole nother section here. As there will be hair in our title match today.